Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Junix.
Happy Friday. You're quiet.
It's Friday.
You know what you're doing, no problem. How are you, TGI? I love that you're always happy on set, Ayo. Good morning, how are you?
Good morning.
Your new companion.
I'm always good every time I look forward to it.
Good morning, Rufai, how are you?
Jinx.
Okpe. How are you, Rufai? Happy Friday. Right.
Yes.
Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe.
In the United States, 5 fired Memphis police officers were charged on Thursday with murder and other crimes in the killing of Tyre Nichols, a black motorist who died 3 days after a confrontation with the officers during a traffic stop. The officers, who are all black, each face charges of second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression. In Iraq, 14 people were sentenced to death by hanging on Thursday for their role in the Islamic State group massacre of hundreds of army cadets in 2014. The massacre, one of the worst committed by the Islamic State, saw the extremist group abduct up to 1,700 mainly Shiite cadets from the Majid al-Tamimi Air Base to execute them. In Nigeria, the country's central bank on Thursday launched the Nigerian National Domestic Card Scheme, an initiative to boost the country's payments landscape. The governor of the Apex Bank, Godwin Emefiele, at the virtual launch, declared that dollar charges on all domestic card and online transactions will not be permitted, and assured that the domestic card scheme would provide opportunities to integrate the informal segment of the economy, reduce shadow banking, and bring more Nigerians into the formal financial system. Then, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, took the party's presidential campaign rally to Abakaliki, the Ogun State capital, where he promised commitment to restructuring and accused the All Progressives Congress of deceiving Nigerians.
APC had promised the same. Did they do it? They didn't do it. They abandoned the issue of restructuring. They are a very deceitful party or alliance. Very, very deceitful.
Finally, under sports, basketball stars on Thursday marked 3 years since the tragic accident that claimed the lives of NBA legend Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others after their helicopter crashed on January 26, 2020, just 14 miles away from their Thousand Oaks destination. At the time, Kobe was 4 years into retirement after winning 5 championships with the Los Angeles Lakers over a 20-year NBA career. On May 15, 2021, Kobe was inducted posthumously into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Kobe Bryant was born on August 24th, a day now celebrated as Kobe Bryant's Day, and also called Mamba Day, coined from his nickname, the Black Mamba, in Los Angeles.
Dear Kobe, thank you for being the best husband and father you could possibly be. Thank you for growing and learning from your own mistakes. Thank you for always trying to be better. Thank you for never giving up on us. Thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for our family. Thank you for our daughters, Natalia, Gianna, Bianca, and Capri.
Well, let's begin what's trending. The All Progressives Congress presidential campaign rally in Ogun State, in which the party's flag bearer, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, alleged that powers that be were behind the fuel crisis and the scarcity of the new Naira notes to scuttle the election, continues to generate mixed reactions from a cross-section of Nigerians. Some who have said that Tinubu blamed Buhari and the APC-led government for the alleged sabotage, while Tinubu's aides have come to his defense. Some have said that Tinubu was only drawing Buhari's attention to saboteurs, possibly working in cahoots with the PDP. Others say he was referring to the governor of the central bank, Godwin Emefiele, for allegedly imposing undue hardship on Nigerians with the CBN's cashless policy and the newly redesigned notes. On Thursday, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, warned that he will issue a warrant of arrest on Emefiele if he ignores the summons of the House over the deadline for the withdrawal of old Naira notes from circulation.
The refusal by the CBN or managing directors to heed the invitation by the House of Representatives is evidence of a blatant disregard for the well-being of the Nigerian people who are their customers. It is also an insult to the authority and prerogatives of the People's Parliament. Therefore, if by the end of today there is further disregard to the summons of this House, I will, without hesitation, issue a warrant to the Inspector General of the Nigerian Police to compel the attendance of the CBN and or managing directors who fail, refuse, or neglect to respond to the summons by the House of Representatives.
Well, a member of the Media Directorate of the All Progressives Presidential Campaign Council, Biodun Ajiboye, was on our nightly show, Primetime, on Thursday, where he described the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, as a saboteur and claimed that the APC flag bearer, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, may have been referring to the CBN governor as one of those sabotaging the election. He spoke with Charles Anyangolu.
Is Emefiele not a saboteur, to be honest?
I don't understand.
Okay,
why would you suggest that he's a saboteur?
That's what I feel, and I have a right to my
but
feeling.
on what basis?
The basis is very clear. Why are there so many errors to redesign the Naira? Why are there so many mistakes? The ink today, the Naira is wrongly cut tomorrow, the delay here, delay there, everything appears very, very unprofessionally managed. Why is that?
So I don't understand the point.
So now the point I'm making is that if you come to me to say that Asiwaju spoke about the design of the Naira, right? And you infer, like many of your colleagues have done, that he was referring to Buhari. And I'm saying to you that he doesn't have to refer to Buhari. He could rightly refer to Emefiele.
Yeah, but the Emefiele...
And if he refers to Emefiele, he will be justified. Why will he be justified? Emefiele was his competitor as the primary.
Yeah, but President Buhari has come out to give his full support to Emefiele and what Emefiele has done with the redesign of the Naira.
As a matter of fact, that Emefiele contested the primary was wrong enough to have made him lose his job.
Wow.
But Buhari felt, look, it is not important to make him lose his job. So he didn't lose his job. I'm saying that Emefiele, standing in that position, who has eyed the position of presidency of Nigeria once, could not have taken any action that will ease the electoral process. I am challenging Nigerian government to see it in that direction. Emefiele cannot marshal actions, plans that will make elections free and fair if it comes within his purview. And we can see the way he's dealing with the Naira. That apart, I'm here to clarify in unmistaken terms that Asiwaju was not referring to the president, he was not referring to the government. He was referring to saboteurs who are hoarding money, hoarding fuel, trying to make sure those things are not available to ease electoral process. And that fact must be very, very, very clear.
Well, this is such a huge conversation going on right now in Nigeria. I mean, is it that the APC media aides have now come together to organize their thoughts on what it is that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu was trying to say in Ogun State? Now you hear this media aide saying that it's Emefiele that Tinubu was referring to. We hear Biodun saying that, it might have been, people that were working with the PDP trying to sabotage the election. I mean, this is completely unacceptable, these conversations that are going on at this point. Dr. Abati.
Well, apparently it's a season of comedy of errors. They will make a statement, they will come to the public themselves to interpret the statement as if other people are deaf and dumb. But as I always say, after February 25, March 11, I guess there will be some calm, within the environment. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, powers that be.
Yes.
When you say powers that be, simple dictionary meaning of it means that the authority in charge of a domain at a particular time? Who is in charge of this Nigerian domain at this particular time that the phrase powers that be can refer to? Simply, the APC administration, and to the extent that the buck stops at the desk of the President Muhammadu Buhari. It was a statement. There's something also called innuendos. The innuendo, the direction of the innuendo was very clear. But it is good to see that, the spokespersons have work to do. After their principal, has issued a gaffe, they get hypertensive and they go to the media. They want to change what everybody listened to. Okay, even if he says he was referring to Emefiele with regard to the Naira policy. Well, that policy is not a policy from Emefiele's bedroom. It's a policy for Nigeria under the watch of an APC government. Emefiele does not run a personal domain. He's a CBN governor, he's Central Bank Governor of Nigeria. Okay? And the president himself has come out, not once, not twice, to say that he supports what his Central Bank Governor has done. Go and check Section 18, Section 19 of the CBN Act. The only person that the CBN Governor has to refer to for redesign and for some other activities is the President of Nigeria. And the President himself has not said he has not, he has disowned the Naira redesign policy. That is number one. Number two, is it Emefiele too that is in charge of fuel scarcity? I really don't understand this. Okay? Emefiele is not in charge of fuel scarcity, is he? Because he also mentioned fuel scarcity. He also said people are trying to sabotage him. Powers that be trying to sabotage his campaign. And then he said, let's vote them out of power. Emefiele, as CBN governor, does not rely on the electorate for that position. The only people you can vote out is a government. Okay, so these are the issues. People should just try to, be educated. And then finally, at the end of the day, you may say that even if you are the candidate of a party, because I've had some people push that argument, that as a presidential candidate, you have freedom of expression. And that, Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even if he criticizes the government of the day, that he has the right to do so. Okay, freedom of expression is a constitutional right. Except that the irony here is that he was the same man who said he brought Buhari into power. After the man had lulled the first time, he lulled the second time, he lulled the third time, and in fact he even wept on television. He gave him the handkerchief and cleaned his face and said, come and do this. And now he turns around and he says, fuel scarcity, Naira and all that. So you see it, some people have correctly said, this looks like some kind of self-indictment, but it's good that they are, in less than 24 hours, they are trying to protect and do damage control and put a spin on it and put lipstick on the entire. I'm
going to take you on damage control, Rufai and Ayo. Let's take another story so we can discuss all of that. Social media was awash with reactions on Thursday after the organizing secretary of the All Progressives Congress in Lagos State, Ayodele Adewale, in defending the controversy surrounding bullion vans, cited at the residence of the APC flag bearer, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a day before elections in 2019, said they missed their intended address. He spoke right here on the morning show. Let's take a listen before we take some reactions.
On the other question of the bullion van or no bullion van and all of that, I think that matter has been put to rest. There was no money in the bullion van. The bullion van that even came missed the address to have come there. Okay. It missed the address to have come there. There are some companies that have high staff that pay their staff with cash, right? That bullion van missed his way there. Okay. And it was not invited by Ashwaju or anybody.
All right. 9th Sense wrote, 3 contradictory lies in less than a minute, missed directions, empty bullion van, companies that pay staff in cash. For an empty van not meant for him, you sure do a lot about what is inexistent content was meant for. At least make up your mind on a script and stick to it. Well, George Omojua wrote, "The idea of spin is to make it believable. Better to ask what law was broken, whose bullion van was stolen, etc., than to say bullion vans missed their way to enter into a VVIP's house. Respect your job, your employers, and your audience. Think through your responsibilities." Well, Kabiru wrote, "It's getting clearer. 1. Tinubu mistakenly shared a house with drug dealers. 2. Bullion vans mistakenly found their way into Tinubu's house on the eve of elections. 3. We mistook Tinubu's bulaba for a gaffe instead of a foreign language." Yes, it's getting pretty clear, Rufai, isn't it?
Oji, all this violence you are sharing, there is God. I mean, we sat through this yesterday to hear the analogy of a bullion van mistaking its way. But another question I wanted to ask, but you know, the producer will say there's no time, was that if the bullion van got there by mistake, how did he know the bullion van was empty? So did he check it? There are all the questions, but we know all these things. Now, you know, I said something the other day. I said wrong paro fun lori ro ekembe ke soro. So we all know how all of this happens. It's political spin. Just like the political spin that is going on now. And I want to ask you a very honest question. Why is it that there are 18 political parties? Why is it that it's only the one political party that is shouting about this Naira policy? Why? Why is it only them that their presidential candidate is talking about it on the campaign trail? Other people have been campaigning, they've moved on this Naira. Why is it only one party? And why is it only one party that some of their members are moving further to arrest the CBN Governor? Dr. Bati, like you stated out in the law is clear. The president gets to say so. I mean, and gives a nod to any monetary policy as stated in the CBN Act. In fact, for those that have forgotten, let me remind you that it is not a Emefiele you should go and hand. Leave Emefiele alone. Face the president. In Ukwa Stone, if you want to talk to me by yourself. You remember when Mr. Charles Soludo tried to make a policy of redenomination of the currency? The president stopped it. So it's the president that has the right to be able to stop it. And when you say the powers that be, that means you're trying to call us a fool to our face, like we don't know who the powers that be. Absolutely. You are attacking President Buhari, attacking. As what he has blocked, is he blocking your way?
All right, Ayo, really quickly.
All right, I mean, unfortunately, APC is seeming like a party of contradictions, particularly with the statements that they release. First of all, with the issue of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's statement on Emefiele, freedom of and then Mr. Biodun saying that he was, and the APC spokespeople saying that he was speaking about Governor Emefiele of the CBN, whilst other people say that it's a freedom of expression. Which should we take? If it's a freedom of expression to speak against their own party, then why are they now saying it's Emefiele and the PDP? That's a contradiction. The second contradiction was yesterday with the bullion vans. As you've mentioned, if you saw the pictures from there, on the day of the election, Bola Ahmed Tinubu spoke to this thing. So either Comrade Adewale didn't watch that video or he's received another memo. Then why did it take them 4 years to tell us that it was a misplaced address? Very well said. So suspect.
Just before we go, may bullion vans miss their way into your compound. Amen. And may those bullion vans not be empty. Yes. Have it?
No.
They can miss their way.
Full bullion van coming to Dr. Bati's house.
Please, amen.
Thank you all for your great analysis on what's trending today. Well, that's all I have for you on what's trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.